All right, for a lot of people out there, owning a home is the definition of achieving the American dream, but with high interest rates and high prices, many of them may feel very frustrated right now because they can't afford the home that they were hoping for. If that person is you, money and business expert Derek Kinney is here with us this afternoon, hopefully with some helpful tips that will help you through the process. It's been hard for a lot of people, Derek, so thanks for being here to talk about this.
My pleasure, Jason. It's affecting a lot of people right now.
Okay, so why is it so hard for so many Americans right now to afford a home?
Well, first of all, homes are at the highest prices they've been in a long, long time. That, coupled with high interest rates, really puts a squeeze on people financially. For many people right now, they're struggling to put food on the table, to keep up with inflation. The thought of having a down payment and buying a house while they want it really puts undue pressure on them financially, and they don't know a way to solve that problem right now.
All right, so since home prices have gone up so much, Derek, if you want to hit that down payment where you don't have to pay mortgage insurance, it can be a hefty sum. So what if someone is struggling with having enough money for a down payment in the first place? What steps do you recommend that they take for that?
Well, first of all, you want to ask yourself, it's one thing to have the down payment and buy the house, but can you continue to afford to pay for the house? It's sort of like when a parent sends their kid to an expensive college. It sounds good until the first payment is due. And you want to make sure that while you may squeeze into the house, will it put too big of a squeeze on your budget? And so if that's the case, you may want to put less money down, buy a lower priced house, or wait possibly until interest rates drop over the next probably 12 to 24 months.
Okay, I was just about to ask you about interest rates because, Derek, you've been following this probably as closely as a lot of people who are trying to buy a home. We keep hearing different things about when we might see interest rates and possibly therefore mortgage rates dropping. What do you think we should expect for the rest of this year?
Well, the economy is sort of like a Lamborghini stuck in city traffic right now, Jason. It wants to rev its engine, but there's too many cars around it to go. And that's the job of the Federal Reserve. What they've said is they anticipate possibly stopping raising rates. They've even hinted at a possible rate cut later on this year. Now, what happens then is that does affect checking accounts, savings accounts, but also mortgage rates. Right now, they're hovering just under 7% for a 30-year mortgage. That may drop a little bit below that. But again, keep in mind, because rates are so high, it adds several $100s a month to most people's house payments, which often squeezes that out of their budget.
Yeah, it really is difficult. You get caught between that rock and the hard place, as they say. So I always like to talk about mistakes, Derek, because I know that over the years, you've seen a lot of people, you've seen a lot of mistakes. Anytime we can help people avoid those mistakes, it's great. So what potential mistakes are there for potential home buyers that they should be avoiding right now?
Well, we talked earlier about most people define the American dream as owning a home, and so therefore you might feel the pressure to do whatever it takes to buy the home. We need to liquidate the 401k or build up credit or whatever it may be to hurt yourself financially. What I would tell people is, look, this is your personal economy we're talking about. Ask yourself what's best for you. Sometimes waiting on the sideline, waiting for rates to drop, waiting to maybe get a raise, waiting for inflation to drop could put you in a better position. If it's a good price on the house, it's worth sometimes paying the higher interest rate. You can always refinance that down the road, but make sure the house is in your budget and you can afford it. The worst thing is to regret the purchase years from now.
Yeah, you don't want to have that buyer's remorse, and that can be a real thing. Derek Kinney with Good Money Framework, thanks so much as always for taking the time and sharing some of that wisdom today.
My pleasure. Thank you, Jason.